Hello again, everybody. This is Brother Chooch for Outside the Bunker. This is a program about prophecy that gets to the point, pulls no punches. You say what you mean what you say. And yes, we have to redeem the time, for the days are evil. So I'm joining you here tonight. Outside, you can see there's a full moon over my shoulder, and it's a little crisp but tolerable. But we are definitely outside the bunker. And when we're outside the bunker, just try to be a little extra careful, because there are hazards. And to be quite honest with you, in this world, we have plenty of hazards, plenty of challenges. So I'm doing a little work outside here, and I have the honor and the privilege to talk to you. But I only have 20 minutes because that's the way this program operates. It's about getting to the point. If I can't get to the point in 20 minutes, then I'm not getting to the point. So what's the point? The point is that we are living in the end times. And there are so many things that are pointing to that. And when you're living in the end times, you have to consider the things that Jesus has said, the things that Jesus told us to look for. And even though we tend to spend a lot of time and energy looking at timelines and typologies and how things may be pointing at a particular season, and I'm not saying that that's wrong. I do plenty of it. But if we just take a step back and look at what's going on in the world, where we're heading, what's currently going on, you could see that things are getting set up in such a way where, guess what? The things that are spoken about in the book of Revelation, in Daniel, and in other books of the Bible, prophetically speaking, are happening. Now, things might not be in its full time where it is executing and doing exactly what the Bible described that will happen, but it is happening in such a way where we're heading quickly in that direction. And that's the part where I want to just focus on a little bit, right? Because when you think about technology and you think about AI, that the AI is so advanced, so realistic, that we are having a hard time being able to distinguish between what is real and what is not real. And to consider that there still needs to be at least 7 years of tribulation time, and that technology will logically keep advancing during those 7 years. And we're having difficult time right now trying to distinguish between, is what I'm watching AI or did it actually happen? That in itself is alarming, because how do we know it's not AI when you hear President Trump speaking, or you hear Vladimir Putin speaking, or you hear Netanyahu speak? It's like, how do we know? Because when AI was first starting, you saw things like an extra finger and some glitches happening. But now they've worked through that. So that's one thing. The other thing that I think that is of importance to consider is this new world order, a world that will be based on one currency. It will be based on digital means, digital passports, digital IDs, and everything will be traceable. Everything will be controlled. And it's been spoken of clearly in the Bible about not being able to buy nor sell unless you have the mark of the beast. And we see that this beast system is well on its way. AI makes perfect sense for it to be a big part of the end times. Because with that beast system, it's going to allow the Antichrist to have complete control. The other thing about technology is this work towards an effort towards immortality. Kushner talked about he's trying to stay in health and exercise and do what he can to have maximum health, because he believes that he will be a part of the generation that will be able to have immortality. And when I heard him talk about that, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting him, but when I heard him say that, I was really taken aback, because basically what he's saying, and he's absolutely in the club, he's a part of the elites. Some people think he's a good candidate for the Antichrist. I don't know. But they are talking about going and creating a technology that will cure disease, that will cause people to live beyond natural age limits that we have now, or age expectancies. And this sort of technology, they believe, is right around the corner. In fact, when Donald Trump spoke about Stargate, one of the first benefits for one of the companies that, high-tech companies that have invested, will be investing billions upon billions of dollars, talked about getting these tailored things that happened during the pandemic that are tailored for you and that could deal with cancer, maybe deal with heart disease, maybe deal with other things that have caused most people to pass. And if that is the case, where the technology is so advanced that it could keep you running, it could keep you going, trust me, that is something that they're going to try to do. They are going to pursue. Now, if people think, basic, ordinary people think that they're going to have that privilege of having access to those means to live on and on and on, it doesn't work that way. It basically comes down to who has the money gets to live on. But we know that Satan's a liar, and Satan has been offering the lie of, you won't die. Surely you won't die. And he's pulling the same game 6,000 years or so later. And so that is going to be, I think, one of the selling points of giving into the beast system. The other thing, too, is such things that we struggle with today on a day-to-day basis, like terrorism, identity theft, accessibility to healthcare, troubles with communications, or all those are going to be offered an ultimate solution through AI. Matter of fact, AI may take over so many jobs that people, mainstream society, be offered basically a basic income, enough to survive, and you don't have to work because AI is going to be doing most of the work. Doesn't sound like a world I want to live in. God created us to work and to labor. And even before the fall and before the curse, Adam was the steward of the garden. He was to till and to care for the garden. So work is actually a blessing. And once you get to heaven, folks, and once we're in eternity, I believe that we're still going to have purpose in labor, which I actually look forward to. Because as you could see with my hard hat, you can't be afraid to work. You have to embrace the blessing of labor. And Satan doesn't want us to be productive. Satan wants us to be lazy and obey his servants and rely on the state. And I'm not, listen, if you're on benefits, if you're getting, well, I don't know if you're getting SNAP right now, but I am not speaking against those who are having trouble getting jobs or trouble getting benefits or anything like that. But Satan really wants you to forfeit as much as you can so that you could be controlled. And so that's the world that we're both in and heading towards more and more, where they are going to have control and you're going to have less and less of it. So technology does play a big part in this. And to get all these promises of no more terrorism, no more identity theft, and all the other things that AI will promise, people will be willing, especially when the rapture happens and chaos pursues. People will be begging. I can't believe this flat pair I got. This is a little ridiculous. Look at this. I think I need to stop doing food reviews. And I cannot wait to get my new body because I'm not going to have this. So I'm going to have to go this way still. At the end of it all, guys, can you see what's happening? Can you see what's happening? How much longer can we go before all this takes place? When the rapture happens, I think that the world will go into a chaotic state, especially considering that the restrainer will be taken out of the way. Evil will be unleashed like never before. And the solution, or part of the solution, is going to be rely on the technology. And the technology is already here. So if you focus on that, those are some things that I believe are really pointing to how close we are to the end times. Just like what happened with Brother Tom River. When somebody used AI and his image, and it sounded like his voice. It sounded like the cadence of his speech. And yet it wasn't him. And this is just the beginning. It's not just Tom, but this could happen to anybody. And so AI has become a god, small g. And people are relying on technology and AI and have no need for God. Even though those in the know how dangerous AI could be, what a threat AI could be to mankind. And yet, still, they're willing to bow down to the God of AI rather than submit themselves to God. But God will get the last laugh. This all will come crumbling down. Remember how it talks about in Daniel, the statue, the great statue with the 10 toes that are a mixture of clay and iron, and that rock that is carved out, not by hands of man, but by God himself, will come and smash the feet of that statue, and the whole statue will come crumbling down. That end time beast system that consists of 10 kings mingled with clay. We think about man and iron. Think about machine. think about technology, mingle together, will come a tumbling down when God's kingdom is established forever and ever. All the great kingdoms that have ever been in this world, from Babylon, the gold head, all the way down to the last one with the 10 kings, is all going to be destroyed by the everlasting king who's going to rule in his everlasting kingdom. Whose side are you on? If you're on the world side, your joyride is going to come to an end in a very short period of time. If you're on God's side, you have a lot to look forward to, especially when the trumpet sounds. So place your faith in Jesus Christ before it's too late, because time is short and we don't know. He could come back at any moment. This is not a game. This is not something to play around with. The urgency is now. It's not time to shuffle your feet or to poo-poo things or to shrug your shoulders. It's a time to get serious about your faith and to live each day as if this is the day. Because when he comes back, it will be sudden. And we know we're in the season. We just don't know the day. So having said that, thank you for tuning in to Outside the Bunker. I hope to see you here, there, but especially in the air. God bless.